What is up, everyone? Perils in Paradise has been around for 1 week, and Twitter is already in shambles, whether it be like Pirates or Ziliax or Combo Druid or Linessa or Lamplighter or any Rogue, Excavate Rogue. People are complaining about everything in the meta. And so the question here I want to ask is, how bad is the meta? What are the best performing decks in the game right now? Don't worry, we're going to answer that question right now. We're going to go to this meta tab here on HS Replays. I'm going to look through Diamond through Legend. Like, obviously, there are different ways to look to sift through it. We could do top 1,000 Legend, but guess what, ladies and gentlemen? I don't play in the top 1,000 Legend, so I think Legend is fine, and Diamond through Legend will just give us more stats and more volume to work with. So that's what I'm clicking on. That's what I like. Here it is. These are the top performing decks here. Elemental Shaman, Pirate Demon Hunter, Dragon Druid, Ham of Pally, Elemental Mage, Pain Warlock, Pirate Shaman, and topping it off, the best deck in the game, the Boston Celtics of Hearthstone right now, ladies and gentlemen. None other than Flood Paladin, a deck that was number one last meta and only has one card added to it. Okay, so we're going to go through all of these right now. I want to keep this video relatively short. A lot of these decks you've seen before. But let's get right into it, okay? So first of all, let's talk about the matchups and why these decks are where they are, okay? So we are going to sort this list by effective win rate. As you see on this table, you see an archetype here on the left and the archetypes that it will face in the top. So that gives the matchup. So Combo Druid is 56% win rate versus Virus Control Warrior at Diamond through Legend, right? So what we want to do is we want to sort it by effective win rate. Right now, Virus Control Warrior is the most popular deck in the game. 8.6% of people play it at this rank, followed by Combo Druid, Pirate Demon Hunter, Highlander Warrior, and Pain Warlock. So, even though some decks have better win percentages against other decks, you want to have decks that are good against these 3 to 5 top decks, right? Because these are the ones you're going to play the most, right? So to find that out, you need to know what the effective win rate is. So that's what we do. We sort of by effective win rate, and Flood Paladin is up top. Why is Flood Paladin good? Because it beats Dragon Druid, it beats every deck in the game, but it loses to this popular deck right here, Virus Control Warrior. Remember, this is the most popular deck in the meta, and it beats Flood Paladin. But Flood Paladin beats everything else. It beats the entire meta except for that and Rainbow Death Knight. That is absurd. That is some crazy... Oh, I guess there's other decks over here, but in terms of playability, it's beating nearly everyone in the meta. That's what makes it strong. Pirate Shaman and Pain Warlock, they do exceptionally well against Virus Control Warrior as well as against Combo Druid, and that's why they're up here. And they are kept in check by decks like Flood Paladin. Pain Warlock is kept in check by all the burst decks. So Elemental Mage, Pirate Shaman, Pirate Demon Hunter, all of these decks, Elemental Rogue, they all give Pain Warlock a difficult time. And then to round up the top 6 decks, we got Elemental Mage, Ham of Pally, and Pirate Demon Hunter. And Pirate Demon Hunter destroys Dragon Druid, does good against a lot of the field, but kind of struggles against Rainbow Death Knight. And Rainbow Death Knight is, if you're looking for a deck that fights for the board very well, Rainbow Death Knight is the best deck in the game for that. It's very, very sticky. This meta is pretty, if you look at the effective win rate here, there's 23 decks that have above a 50% win rate. All 11 classes are represented. So this meta is healthy. I don't know what people are saying, but this meta is pretty good for everybody. All right, let's look at Flood Pally, best deck in the game. Where is the card listing here? Where did it go? Okay, here we go. So the only new card from Perils in Paradise that you need to have to play a pretty modern version of this is Gorgon Zormu. It's a great 3-drop, and it gives you more minions to flood the board, and that's what Flood Paladin does, right? It floods the board. This deck is super good, not because it gets wide. I mean, that's a nice characteristic of the deck, but the deck is super good because other decks are forced to go wide to compete against it, and that's why they lose. Because Showdown and Prismatic Beam allow Paladin to cheat out a huge amount of mana value to clear the board and to build a board. So that is what it does. That's why it beats Pirate Shaman. That's why it beats Pirate Demon Hunter. It's just a strong deck to play. So, if you're looking for a list, this is one. Pirate Shaman, the second best deck in the game, right on the heels of Flood Paladin. I actually think Pirate Demon Hunter is better, but stats don't lie. Okay, so this game is pretty simple. You keep 1-drops, patches, Murloc, and the ideal combo is like Kobe and Shaq, my man. Treasure Distributor plus Sigil of Skydiving for the win. The best 1-2-3 punch in the game right now, in my opinion, is Treasure Distributor. Sigil of Skydiving into, where is he at? Oh, okay, well, I guess they don't have it in this list, but they have it in the other list, which I'll show you. But yeah, this deck's just aggressive, flood the board, and then you have Backstage Boucher to turn a 1-1 into a 4-5. Like, you got Horn of the Windlord for the burst. Like, this deck, absurd, very strong. Adrenaline Fiend to buff your hero power, and then when you got Horn, you got Wind Fury. It's gross, man. Pretty gross deck. Check, take my word for it. It is a strong deck. It only has one bad matchup, okay? So you can see here, all green. And this is mostly overwhelmingly green, except for Rainbow Death Knight, okay? RDK. So RDK is the deck to put these top 3 decks into control, okay? So if the meta shifts away from these control warrior decks, which I don't think it will, if it does, Rainbow Death Knight is gonna feast, all right? Third best deck in the game, Pain Warlock. You've seen this deck so many times. The idea here is simple. Deal damage to yourself so you can play overcosted stats on the board. Then you just kill your opponent. It's that easy. There are a bunch of new cards that help support this. Party Fiend is a good one. Where is he at? Vona, I don't think that's necessary, really. Cursed Souvenir is very good. And Fearless Flame Juggler, all very good additions to the archetype. Very strong deck. One thing I would caution you is be careful against other burst decks like Elemental Mage or Lamplighter Rogue, or against Pirate decks, because they can burst you down very, very quickly. Trolley Problem, one of the best cards in the game. If you play this on 3 against many decks, you'll win the game. So there's that. Elemental Mage, if you are new to Hearthstone and you never hit Legend before, this is a deck I would recommend that you play. It is very, very cheap to build, number one. And the game plan is simple. Just play an elemental every turn. The idea here is you're going to rack up stacks on your Lamplighter so that, you're dealing 10 damage off of the Lamplighter. And it's got great endgame cards. You got Triple Word Trickster. You got that 7/4 guy. Where is he at? Tainted Remnant. And this card, Overflow Surger, which is really a win con. If you drop him on turn 5 or turn 6, often this is just enough to win the game, especially if you have him in combination with something like Flame Revenant. Very, very strong. So if you're new to Hearthstone or never hit Legend before and you just want to improve in the game, I would play this, because this type of deck teaches you to plan out your turns long term. So try it out. It's better than Lamplighter Rogue. 2 more decks. The next deck is Dragon Druid. Nothing has really changed here, except we just added a couple of the most broken cards in the game for Druid. So we added New Heights to the typical Ram Druid, and we added, where is he at? Hydration Station, okay? Those are the only new cards to the deck. So New Heights, what it does is gives you one more source of ramp, but it also makes it that your Trog Gem Tossers now have the chance to do 16 damage, okay? Ridiculous. And Hydration Station is really the end game. I could see decks putting 2 Hydration Stations and then cutting out something else in here, but whatever. This deck is, it can be very strong and it's going to be good against Warrior, but the problem is that it cannot stabilize the board fast enough. Look at this win rate. Pirate Demon Hunter shits on this deck, okay? Flood Paladin does okay. Pirate Shaman, does okay, but Pain Warlock just destroys it, and Pirate Demon Hunter also destroys it. So, that would be a reason why I wouldn't want to play Dragon Druid, and also because it's just boring, man. So last deck I want to talk about, and this is the deck that I climbed to Legend. I already made a video, very short video about, you know, how it was a fast climb, is Pirate Demon Hunter. This list right here runs Arana. You don't really have to run Arana. I don't think she's necessary because she only adds like Brain Masseuse. This card, however, Brain Masseuse, is the nuts. This is very, very strong. Other strong cards in this deck are Hosen Roughhouser. Sigil Skydiving is very, very strong. And where is he? Adrenaline Fiend. These are all good. Another card that's underrated that's also very strong here, Sock Puppet Slither Spear, because oftentimes you'll have a board like, let's think about this in your head, okay? You're on the play. You don't have a coin. Turn 1, Brain Masseuse. Turn 2, Sigil Skydiving. Turn 3, Hosen Roughhouser. That is hard. That is like the best 3. That's like, I've never seen a 3-piece combo that good since like Dwayne Wade, LeBron James, and Chris Bosh, right? Like, that's the best 3-piece right there, yo. Like, that combo is nutty, okay? Or maybe Steph, Katie, and Clay. I don't know. Like, this combo is insane, all right? This deck just wins a lot of games very fast. Arana, obviously, she's good with the 1-mana nuke. Where is that 1-mana nuke? Acupuncture. Obviously, she's good there. But she's actually much better when they have like a creature on the board, because you can attack into the creature, not take damage with your hero power, and then deal that damage of their attack back to something randomly on the board. Very, very cool. Very quick deck. Like I said, I played over 50 games in less than 5 hours with this deck to play. Anyway, that is the meta list. I should be done with all achievements. I only have 1 achievement left, and I'm like 15 wins away from it. I should have all achievements done in the next day or 2, and I will have my achievement video coming out then. But until then, enjoy the grind, enjoy the climb, and enjoy some very, very fair and versatile Hearthstone. See you next time.